Hi everyone, Crooks here from Ace Trading. Today I'm going to talk through the version 2 of our surfer bot. Version 2 has a few added features, but you are still able to use version 1 because they are slightly different bots. Version 1 is more about taking that initial push. Version 2 is about taking that initial push but having a trailing stop attached to that. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you a bit about what version 2 is today. Remembering that if you'd like to look through the YouTube video of version 1, it's going to have a very similar message. So you can see here in my chart, I'm running an NQ 3-minute chart today. You can see I've already attached my wave indicator because again, the surfer bot is going to surf those waves. What I need to do now is I need to add my version 2 surfer. Okay, so I'm going to add that to the chart. And you can see here there are a few more parameters. Okay, this version 2 surfer bot is considered the intermediate level of bots. So I'm going to pause now for a second and show you a picture of our Discord, which includes all our bots at the 3 different levels. You can see today we're going to look at that intermediate bot. So the intermediate bot here, so this version 2 still has some similar parameters. So we've still got our initial stop loss, which I'm going to set today to 25. I don't want to be losing too much money. We've also still got our initial take profit. So I'm still going to run a take profit of say 3 ticks. Okay, and we've got our initial take profit 1 of contracts. So I'm going to run 3 contracts. And then I've got my swell. I'm just going to set that to 4 because that's what my wave is set up here to 4 for the swell. The parameters down the bottom here are these are exactly the same as the version 1 of Surfer, but I'm not going to use the timing one today, just for my example. But I will use parameters for the P&L targets. So I'm going to look for a $500 profit and a $500 loss. It's like 1-to-1 kind of thing for the day, right? So I've talked through the initial stop loss, the initial take profit, and the initial contracts. They're exactly the same as the Surfer version 1. What's different is now we have an opportunity to have a second take profit. Okay, which means that it's kind of like a runner. So I'm going to have one contract that's going to be the runner. I'm going to look for trying to get a larger take profit for that runner. Okay, so I'm going to look for 40 ticks, and I'm going to have a trailing stop. And what that means is the stop loss is this initial stop loss. Once we hit a trigger of say three ticks, okay, because that's where my initial take profit is. Once I hit that 3 ticks, my trailing stop is going to trigger, and then instead of it running at 25 as a stop loss, I'm going to run it say as 12. What that means is we're going to have a 12 tick trailing stop, which is going to move up as price moves up. Okay, and if price was to move down, well, then we're only really going to lose 12 ticks in our price for that one contract. Okay, so it's a bit more confusing. That's why it's considered to be the intermediate bot. Okay, but I'll try to catch a few trades today and talk them through for you. So everything else looks pretty good. I'm running it on playback, waiting to starting behavior, and we go apply. Sometimes we find that when we run these bots in playback, you can see here the simulation engine hasn't actually started yet. So sometimes it comes up with a bit of an error, which is okay. It just means that we haven't started our simulation. Okay, I'm looking at from the 1st of August to the 2nd of August. I'm just going to run it for a day. Again, you would know that I really enjoy running my bots in the US nighttime. So you can see here I'm starting it at 11 p.m. Okay, just to see what I can catch during that nighttime before the craziness of the US day. What you'll notice is now we have the profit targets over here on the right. We have our version 2 activated up the top left. You can see our wave crest and our wave trough, our swell. We haven't used any timing. But what you'll also notice down the bottom left here is we now have a trading panel. So we can actually see the parameters that we put in place so we don't get lost or confused where we're at. Okay, so let's start running some of these trades. Let's see if we can catch a couple to see what's going on with our trail stop. Okay, you can see we've got price that started. Let's move this over to the middle of the screen so we can see it. We've got orders being put in and removed based on price action, which is great. Pause it there for 1 sec. You'll notice also now that we have the wave is quite large. You can see here we have our initial 3 ticks, and this top part of the wave, that is now set to our 40 ticks. So that is, if we were to get that price there, that's 40 ticks. That's not an important message to put in there. Let's continue with our trades. I might actually speed this up a touch just so we can catch a couple of trades. Price is getting accumulated there. Oh, there we go. So what happened here was we had our initial 3 ticks come in. So we had our 3 contracts. We had all 4 contracts enter. All was a slight slippage there, which is okay. And we had our 3 contracts take profit, and we still have our 1 contract, which is now we're hoping to trail. Okay, price moved immediately down. So this trailing stop here started at 12. I guess it's 12 ticks, which I'm going to call it 3 points. So 3 points behind that trigger, and then as price moved down, you can see it moved down here. This trailing stop was moved down. You may have seen it. So we're now sitting at a profit. The only downside to using trail stop is you can't set your trail stop too close to the price action because it does spike, and if it does spike and pull back really quick, you will get slippage, and often your bot could shut down. Okay, so it's really important that you do have a bit of a buffer. Don't keep this trail stop too close. Okay, have a bit of a play around in backtesting, but I do like using 8 to 12 ticks as my trail stop. Anything closer, you do get slippage, but also we know that price generally spikes down quickly and comes back straight away, and you're not going to get the full use out of your trail stop if you don't give it room to breathe. Okay, and as you can see here, it pulled back and we get a bit of a slight loss. Okay, again, another slight loss there with our trail stop, okay, which kind of is taking away a bit of our profits. We need to give it room to breathe, but we also need to be considerate about how far how much loss do we want to take with that 1 contract. Does it want to wipe out our wins? Oh, I tried to catch it there. But you can kind of see we entered here, took 3 ticks, and then that 1 contract was able to come down a few ticks to grab, some extra money for us. And you can see we've now raised $255, which is excellent. We'll just keep going, so we can catch another couple of trades before we see what happens for the rest of the day. So now we're just past midnight, and so we're going to take this one. No, it's going to move up. Where's price going to take us? Maybe I'll slow this down a bit more. Maybe it's pretty close to that trade. Hopefully we'll take that one here up the top here. Looks like a great pullback there. I love a good pullback before we go into the trade. Oh, no, we've been able to move too far away. Still fine. I'm just seeing what happens with that price action. And now here we go. So we had I really like this trade. You can see that we've been able to move up closer to our wave. There was a nice pullback. Okay, went back halfway. And now what we're hoping is price was to push through, take our 3 ticks, and hopefully have a bit of a trial. Let's have a look at this. Maybe I'll slow this right down. And we're able to enter here. So we had that initial pullback. So we actually haven't hit our trigger yet. So yeah, we still got our stop loss is still stuck down here at 25 ticks. Okay, which is fine. Just that normal thing. We've had an initial push in. Now we can slow this right down. Okay, we'll pull back a tiny bit. That's fine. We're used to that pullback. That's just the whales coming through to eat up everyone's stop loss if you set it too tight. Oh, and there we go. Okay, so we had our push through. We've taken our 3 contracts at 3 ticks. Okay, there's a slight slippage there, which is fine. But now, where price is right now, you can see that there is a 3 points or 12 tick trail stop. Okay, and what's going to happen now is as price moves up, which we hope it will, this trail stop will keep that 3 points or 12 ticks distance to allow for any kind of slight movement, hopefully taking our take profit. Okay, and you can see it slowly move up. There's a bit of a pullback. Oh, there you go. It's able to follow up really nicely, and we're able to. Oh, there we go. So we didn't actually get our second take profit at the top. There was a bit of a pullback, but you can kind of see we now moved our profit up. Okay, with a really nice 3 tick take profit for 1, and then I'm not sure I have to do the math on that. It's roughly about 5 points for that for that final contract. So that is how the trailing stop works for Surfer version 2. If you have any questions, please ask me in Discord. I'm more than happy to support everyone. And just be mindful that not to keep your trail stop too close. Okay, do give it room to breathe and to allow for minimal slippage. Have a good day.